This is John Young here with the Weekend Sportsman. We are at the Minneapolis Sportsman Show looking at a lot of cool things, and that brought me over to the Lehr booth, and I've got Jack here. Jack, when I went by this and saw this, it's like this is something that's revolutionary in the boating world. You got to tell us about propane-powered outboards.
Lehr outboards are run totally on propane. We introduced them to the world market 4 years ago. Currently, we are not only selling nationwide in the U.S. and Canada, but also I believe it's now up to somewhere in the neighborhood of about 20 to 25 different countries around the world. It has been very, very successful. It's successful from the standpoint we've introduced a line of outboards that are actually green engines, okay? Propane as a fuel has virtually zero emissions on these engines. It's one of the reasons why when we're at a boat show, we actually have a tank here where we can run the engines right and start them up in the show. Never would be allowed to do that with a gas engine.
For sure.
Yep. So consequently, some of the other advantages of this, today particularly in the U.S., many people are having problems with their small engines in particular because of ethanol in the fuel.
Yes.
Just causes nothing but headaches. So people are always on a quest to find, premium fuel that has no ethanol in it, or have to using special additives. But we do know that oftentimes, whether it's your outboard or even a lawnmower, all types of things that run on small gas engines in particular, people have to go get carburetor jobs done, and that's anywhere usually from $100 to $150.
Right.
So we tell people instantly you're going to save a lot of money with these. Forget how well they run. You're going to save it just because of the carburetor.
Sure.
All right? Because it doesn't have a traditional carburetor, you don't have to choke it, you don't have to prime it. Literally when you go to start it, it starts on usually the first or second pull right away because there's a little bit of pressure in the system that always is going to start it as you do it. Okay? This engine here is a 9.9. We start at a 2.5, a 5, a 9.9, a 15, and we just are introducing a 25.
Yeah.
In the case of the 9.9, you can see these propane tanks. They happen to be made out of composite, but our engines will run on any propane tank. The famous white one that you use right on your grill works great.
Right.
And as an example, this 9.9 at 2/3 throttle, okay, on that white metal tank that's on your patio, the 20-pound tank, will run about 11.5 hours at 2/3 throttle. So it's very, very efficient as well. Very, very clean. What's also been very popular with our engines is on our two small ones, the 2.5 and the 5, right behind us here. We also have a dual fuel system. You can hook it up right up front with the tank, right here, on any remote tank. But what people absolutely love about this engine, John, is this. This is the little, what you would call the Coleman canister that you used to camp with.
Sure.
A million different uses. Well, this will just screw right in to the back of the engine, and away you go.
And on what horsepower is that available?
2.5 and the 5. In the case of the 2.5 here, on that little tank, it will run anywhere from about 2.5 hours at 2/3 throttle. Most people are mixing their speeds a lot, so I've seen a lot of people get 3.5 to 4 hours out of a small canister like this. And to be honest, just think how easy it is to carry it along with you.
Oh, for sure. Now, with some of the engines, of course, when they get to the end of the season, you need to get the gas out of it because it could foul things up. Do you have the same problem?
Absolutely no winterizing. One of the things that's very, very unique is propane is a fuel that if you put it on the shelf for a week, a year, a month, 5 years, it always stays fresh. It never degrades. So it's the ideal fuel for an application like an outboard motor.
For sure.
Okay? A lot of people are what you would call part-time boaters. They'll run their engine, they let it sit for 3 weeks, come back 3 weeks later, and all of a sudden the carburetor's all gummed up. Some of the effects of ethanol in that. That would never happen with an engine like this. When it comes at the end of the season, if I want this engine right here, I'm ready to winterize it, I hang it in a vertical position, make sure all the water's drained.
Yep.
I unscrew the tank, I'm just winterized the engine. No carburetors to fog, nothing to do. And as for maintenance, easy maintenance, the only thing we tell people to do, they're all 4 strokes, so make sure you change the oil once a year.
Okay.
But even when you change it, you'll see it come out as clear as it went in because there's no hydrocarbons in propane.
Sure.
Okay? And then also check your lower unit lube to make sure it's all okay. And that's how simple it is.
Now, is there any horsepower, or as far as, does this have any, is it more powerful or less powerful than traditional gas?
All outboard motors are by agreement, everybody rates their horsepower at the prop shaft. Horsepower is horsepower. Therefore, a 9.9 propane and a 9.9 gas are the same.
Same thing.
Same identical application.
So now the final question, price difference. Is there a price difference between a 9.9 propane and a 9.9 gas?
What we find in the marketplace, and we're sensitive to this, is that our engines are usually priced with within the same general pricing of the name brands, a Mercury, a Honda, a Yamaha. We're in that same price category. Once in a while we may be a couple dollars more, maybe 5 to 10% more, but I guarantee you'll save that right off the bat on the first carburetor job.
Oh, for sure. And then the ability to go and take your 20-pound tank down and go fishing would be really advantageous.
Well, here's my famous joke with this, okay? It's the only engine that you can go out fishing with, and the minute you catch your fish, you take off the tank, hook it up to the grill, and cook your fish right on the spot. You will never eat fresher fish other than sushi, all right? So it's going to be that easy. And to show you how easy it is to start, we got this one right here.
Let's turn it to the camera.
Okay, this engine here is the 9.9, and it happens to be a model that has electric start.
Which is nice for those of us who are getting a little...
Well, we have something that's very unique with our electric start. We have models which we call IB, which nobody else has. It's an industry exclusive.
Okay.
Normally, an electric start engine, you have to have a lead-acid battery in the boat with leads to it. And we make engines like that. But our IB models are very unique, that we're the only person that uses a high-tech lithium iron, not ion, but iron battery, that fits underneath the cowl, right under here, so you don't even have to have any leads or anything.
Oh, wow.
And it's this easy to start.
Just like that.
Just like that. And it's quiet, 4-stroke, and you don't have any battery leads to worry about. And that battery will never lose its charge. It keeps it all winter long.
Wow.
It's a very unique battery. It comes from the power sports industry and racing motorcycles.
Very nice. And the battery, the motor charges it?
Charges it every time, so literally you'll never have to recharge it.
Wow, these are really, really quite cool.
Very different.
They are, but I think that's definitely an innovation that the outboard industry really could use.
Yeah, it really is. Clean engines that are easy and simple and that have less maintenance and less headaches.
For sure. If people want to find out more information or maybe where they could buy these, where can they go?
I would just go to our website, which is golehr.com, GOLEHR.com.
Jack, this is some pretty impressive stuff. Thank you much for your time.
Thanks for the opportunity, John.
We are at the Northwest Sports Show.